Your neighbor's $85,000 BMW? Third breakdown this year. Meanwhile, there's a 1995 Lexus down the street with 380,000 miles running like it rolled off the factory floor yesterday. Here's what dealerships won't tell you. Most luxury cars are engineered to barely survive their warranty. Lexus? They built machines that outlast mortgages. We're talking original engines pushing past 500,000 miles, transmissions that refuse to quit, and interiors that look showroom fresh after 2 decades today. We're counting down 12 Lexus legends that prove luxury doesn't have to mean financial ruin. These aren't just reliable cars, they're generational investments that'll make you question why anyone buys new. Let's dive in. Number 12. Lexus RX 350, 2010 to 2015. The RX 350 from these years is the ultimate smart money luxury SUV. While your buddies were nursing their German SUVs through endless repairs, RX owners forgot what a mechanic's waiting room looks like. Under the hood sits Toyota's legendary 3.5-liter 2 GRFE V6, making 270 horsepower mated to a 6-speed automatic that shifts smoothly even at 200,000 miles. This powertrain is famous for hitting 300,000 plus miles with just oil changes and basic maintenance. You're looking at $12,000 to $18,000 for examples with 150,000 to 180,000 miles, and they're just broken in. The interior quality is absurd. That leather won't crack, the dashboard stays perfect, and the Mark Levinson audio still sounds crystal clear. Real-world owners report spending less than $500 annually on maintenance outside of routine services. Compare that to German competitors requiring $3,000 plus just to keep running. The fuel economy is respectable too, delivering around 19 city and 26 highway miles per gallon, making it practical for daily commuting. Common issues? The alternator might need replacing around 150,000 miles. That's literally it. No transmission problems, no engine failures, no electrical nightmares. The ride stays quiet and comfortable. The climate control never fails, and everything just works. Is it exciting? No. But when you've saved $15,000 in repairs over 5 years while your friend has their Range Rover on a lift again, suddenly boring becomes brilliant. And trust me, number 11 is where the value proposition gets even better. Number 11. Lexus RX 330, 350, 2004 to 2009. This is where Lexus perfected the reliable luxury SUV formula. The second-generation RX 330 came with a 3.3-liter V6, producing 230 horsepower, upgraded to the RX 350's 3.5-liter, making 270 horsepower in 2007. Both engines are bulletproof. Owners routinely push past 250,000 miles without major repairs. We're talking about SUVs that treat high mileage like a warm-up lap. These sell for $8,000 to $14,000, depending on condition. And here's the beautiful part. Even examples with 180,000 plus miles are solid daily drivers. The transmission is smooth and durable, the suspension stays tight, and the interior materials don't degrade. Real wood trim, quality leather, and controls so intuitive your grandmother could use them blindfolded. The second-row seats are spacious enough for adults, making this a genuine family hauler that won't strand you. The most common complaint? You might replace the alternator around 150,000 miles for $400. Meanwhile, owners of similarly aged German SUVs are replacing air suspensions for the third time at $4,000 each. The RX just keeps going. 300,000 to 350,000 miles is common with original drivetrains. No drama, no surprises, no financial nightmares. The climate control works flawlessly. Power seats don't develop squeaks, and that Lexus silence remains intact. These weren't just built to last the warranty, they were built to embarrass the competition for decades. But wait until you see the sedan that accountants and doctors both swear by. Number 10. Lexus ES 350, 2007 to 2012. The ES 350 is what smart money drives, built on the proven Camry platform but draped in Italian leather with sound deadening that'd make a recording studio jealous. Under the hood sits that same 3.5-liter 2 GRFE V6, producing 272 horsepower, smooth, refined, and virtually unkillable. This engine regularly achieves 400,000 plus miles with religious oil changes and basic maintenance. You're looking at $8,000 to $15,000 for for clean examples with 100,000 to 150,000 miles, which is absurd value. The 6-speed automatic is silky and durable, the ride quality is cloud-like, and the cabin stays whisper quiet at highway speeds. Common problems? There really aren't any. You might need a water pump around 120,000 miles or an alternator eventually. These are normal maintenance items, not failures. The trunk offers 15.2 cubic feet of space, perfect for road trips or Costco runs. The build quality is ridiculous. Dashboards don't crack. Leather doesn't wear. Electronics keep functioning. Paint stays glossy. Owners joke that the hardest part about ES ownership is remembering oil change intervals because nothing else ever needs attention. The rear seat is spacious and comfortable, and fuel economy hovers around 21 city, 31 highway. While competitors are in the shop getting $2,500 repairs, ES owners are just driving boring? Maybe. Smart? Absolutely. And if you want that reliability with actual driving excitement, number 9 delivers. Number 9, Lexus IS 350, 2006 to 2013. Finally, a Lexus with personality. The second-generation IS 350 brought rear-wheel drive dynamics without sacrificing reliability. Under the hood sits a spirited 3.5-liter V6, making 306 horsepower that'll push you to 60 miles per hour in 5.6 seconds. That V6 sounds glorious when you wind it out, and the 6-speed automatic is responsive enough to satisfy enthusiasts. These trade for $10,000 to $16,000 depending on mileage and condition, and you're getting a genuinely fun driver's car that won't punish you with repair bills. The engine easily achieves 250,000 plus miles without major issues. Watch for water pump replacement around 100,000 miles. That's it. The chassis stays tight even with high mileage. Suspension doesn't develop rattles, and the steering maintains its weight and feel. The sport-tuned suspension offers a more engaging driving experience than softer Lexus models without being harsh. Interior quality is typical Lexus excellence. Materials don't degrade, controls don't fail, and everything feels solid. The IS 350 is the car for people who actually enjoy driving but refuse to keep mechanics on speed dial. Real-world owners report minimal maintenance costs outside routine services. No turbos to explode, no complicated all-wheel drive systems failing, just reliable rear-wheel drive fun. The manual transmission is 250 exists, but is rare. Grab one if you find it. But if you want a luxury convertible that actually stays reliable, number 8 is criminally underrated. Number 8, Lexus SC 430, 2002 to 2010. The SC 430 is wildly underrated. Yes, journalists criticize the styling, but here's what matters. Reliable luxury convertible transportation for pennies. This hardtop convertible combines the unbreakable 4.3-liter 3 UZF EV8, producing 288 horsepower with a folding hardtop that actually works after 150,000 miles. German convertible tops fail after 3 years. This Lexus top operates flawlessly for decades. You can find these for $12,000 to $22,000, and they're absolute steals. The V8 routinely hits 300,000 plus miles with basic maintenance. The 5-speed automatic is smooth and durable. Common issues? The hydraulic struts for the trunk might need replacing for $300. That's the biggest complaint. Meanwhile, Mercedes SL owners are spending $8,000 on air suspension every 60,000 miles. The retractable aluminum hardtop takes just 25 seconds to operate and seals perfectly even after years of use. The interior is peak early 2000s. Lexus, supple leather, real aluminum trim, and a Mark Levinson system that still sounds incredible. Is it a sports car? No, but as a reliable grand tourer for weekend drives, it's unbeatable. The V8 soundtrack is addictive, the ride is comfortable, and ownership costs are shockingly low. Pop the top, enjoy the sunshine, and smile knowing your annual maintenance costs less than one German car repair. And speaking of V8s, number 7 is where Lexus went absolutely nuclear with durability. Number 7, Lexus GX 470, 2003 to 2009. Want a body-on-frame SUV that'll survive anything? The GX 470 is your machine. It's basically a Toyota Land Land Cruiser Prado in a tuxedo. Under the hood sits the legendary 4.7-liter 2UZF EV8, making 263 horsepower, an engine so overbuilt it's mechanical overkill. Paired with a 5-speed automatic and full-time 4-wheel drive, this SUV goes anywhere and returns every time. These sell for $12,000 to $25,000, and they're appreciating because people finally realized modern luxury SUVs are ticking time bombs. Owners regularly report 300,000 to 400,000 plus miles with minimal issues. The most common problem: secondary air injection pump failure around 150,000 miles for $1,200. Once. That's it. Try owning any German SUV for 200,000 miles. You'll be bankrupt. The approach and departure angles are impressive, making this genuinely capable off-road despite the luxury badge. The interior is classic Lexus durability, leather that lasts, intuitive controls, and build quality that shames modern vehicles. The ride is more truck-like than the RX because it's a real SUV with genuine off-road capability. Need to tow 6,500 pounds? Easy. Need to traverse mountain trails? No problem. Need it to start every morning for 20 years? Guaranteed. The GX 470 doesn't just run, it refuses to die. But if you want the ultimate Lexus SUV experience, number 6 is serious business. Number 6. Lexus LX 570, 2008 to 2021. The LX 570 is what happens when Lexus takes the legendary Land Cruiser and adds $30,000 worth of luxury without compromising reliability. This full-size SUV packs a magnificent 5.7-liter 3URF EV8, making 383 horsepower and 403 pound-feet of torque. This isn't just an engine, it's a mechanical masterpiece designed to outlast the vehicle. Expect $35,000 to $75,000 depending on year and mileage, but they hold value like gold because they don't break. The 3URFE engine is renowned for 500,000 plus miles with basic maintenance. The 6-speed, later 8-speed automatic is silky smooth at any mileage. The full-time 4-wheel drive system is unstoppable off-road and drama-free on pavement. With 3 rows of seating, this can comfortably transport 8 people in presidential-level luxury. Common issues are laughably minor. Tailgate actuator might fail. Pre-collision sensors can get finicky. No engine problems. No transmission failures. No electrical nightmares. The interior is swathed in semi-aniline leather, real wood, and technology that's useful without being overly complex. This SUV tows 7,000 pounds, seats 8 in absurd comfort, and will run when your grandchildren inherit it. Some vehicles are purchases. This one's a generational asset. But if you prefer sedans, number 5 is where Lexus built an absolute tank. Number 5. Lexus LS 430, 2001 to 2006. The LS 430 represents peak analog luxury engineering. At its heart sits the legendary 4.3-liter 3UZF EV8, making 290 horsepower. Smooth, refined, and practically immortal. This engine is famous for achieving 500,000 plus miles with maintenance, and some examples have exceeded 1 million miles. Yes, million. You can find these for $8,000 to $18,000, which is absurd value. The air suspension will eventually need replacement around 120,000 to 150,000 miles for $2,000 to $3,000. Then you're set for another 150,000 miles. The 5-speed automatic is silky and durable. Electrical systems stay functional indefinitely. Paint doesn't fade, leather doesn't crack. The laser cruise control system was revolutionary for its time and still functions perfectly today. The interior is a time capsule of peak luxury. Supple leather, real wood, and build quality so precise you could perform surgery on the dashboard. The ride is serene, the cabin is whisper quiet, and every detail is obsessively crafted. Mark Levinson sound system, still flawless decades later, heated and ventilated seats, perfect. This sedan was built when engineers made decisions, not accountants. Real-world owners report minimal maintenance costs outside the air suspension refresh, just oil changes, brakes, and occasional wear items. And if you thought that was impressive, number 4 modernizes perfection. Number 4, Lexus LS 460, 2007 to 2012. The LS 460 modernized Lexus flagship excellence, outwent the 4.3-liter 4.2-liter V8 and came a magnificent 4.6-liter 1 URFS EV8 producing 380 horsepower. This direct-injected power plant is sophisticated, powerful, and still absurdly reliable. Paired with an 8-speed automatic, first in the segment, this sedan offered sports car acceleration in library quiet comfort. These trade for $15,000 to $30,000, which is incredible value for this engineering level. The 1UR engine proves reliable to 300,000 plus miles. Watch for carbon buildup on early direct injection models. Periodic intake cleaning around 80,000 miles keeps everything perfect. The air suspension is durable, but will need attention eventually. Budget $2,500 to $3,500 and you're set for another 150,000 miles. The advanced pre-collision system with night vision was genuinely ahead of its time and still impresses today. The technology impresses without overwhelming. Adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, night vision, and a pre-collision system that actually works. The interior is cathedral-like, soft leather, real wood, and materials that don't degrade. This represents the last generation before touchscreens took over, meaning controls are intuitive and don't require a manual. Modern? Yes. Reliable? Absolutely. Fuel economy isn't stellar at 16 city 24 highway, but you're not buying this for gas mileage. You're buying it for prestige that doesn't bankrupt you. But if you want V8 performance with driving dynamics, number 3 delivers. Number 3, Lexus GS 430/460, 2006 to 2011. The GS series from these years is the enthusiast's Lexus. Rear-wheel drive dynamics with Japanese reliability. The GS 430 packs the bulletproof 4.3-liter 3UZF EV8, making 300 horsepower, while the GS 460 brings a 4.6-liter 1UR FS EV8, producing 342 horsepower. Both are exceptional performers that refuse to break. You're looking at $10,000 to $22,000 depending on model and mileage. The GS 430 is the reliability champion. That 3UZ engine routinely sees 400,000 plus miles. The GS 460, while less common, brings modern direct injection smoothness and more power. Both have that glorious rear-wheel drive chassis that stays tight and engaging even with high mileage. The sport-tuned suspension and responsive steering make these sedans genuinely enjoyable on winding roads. What separates the GS from softer Lexus models? It actually wants to be driven. The steering has weight, the chassis is balanced, and the suspension manages both comfort and control. Interior quality is pure Lexus. Materials don't degrade, controls don't fail, fit and finish remains tight after hundreds of thousands of miles. Common issues are minimal. Water pumps on the V8s around 100,000 miles. These are predictable, affordable maintenance items costing $400 to $600. The GS is for drivers who want performance without the financial punishment of German alternatives. But if you want the absolute most reliable Lexus SUV ever built, number 2 is legendary. Number 2, Lexus LX 470, 1998 to 2007. The LX 470 might be the most reliable luxury vehicle ever created, period. Lexus took the already legendary Toyota Land Cruiser 100 series, added supreme luxury, and created a full-size SUV that treats 500,000 miles like a warm-up. Under the hood sits the immortal 4.7-liter 2 UZF EV8, producing 230 to 268 horsepower depending on year. An engine so overbuilt, it's mechanical immortality. These command $15,000 to $45,000, and they're appreciating because people understand what they represent. The last generation of vehicles built without compromise. The 2UZ engine routinely achieves 400,000 to 600,000 plus miles with basic maintenance. The 5-speed automatic, bulletproof, the full-time 4-wheel drive, unstoppable. The only common issue is the heater T-valve leaking coolant, a $300 fix taking an hour. The hydraulic suspension system, while complex, is remarkably durable and keeps the ride comfortable even when fully loaded. The interior is late 90s, early 2000s, Lexus luxury, thick leather, real wood, and controls that work flawlessly decades later. The ride is plush but capable. This SUV tackles serious off-road terrain, then takes you to formal events. Owners regularly report original engines and transmissions past 500,000 miles. Think about that. Modern luxury SUVs need major repairs before 100,000 miles. The LX 470 is just breaking in. This isn't a vehicle. It's a legacy you pass down. But even this legend bows to the ultimate reliability king at number 1. Number 1. Lexus LS 400, 1990 to 2000. It all started here. The LS 400 didn't compete with Mercedes and BMW. It humiliated them. Lexus launched with one mission: build the most reliable luxury sedan ever created. Mission accomplished. At its heart sits the legendary 4.0-liter 1UZ FEV8, producing 250 to 290 horsepower depending on year, an engine that has achieved over 1 million miles in documented cases. Here's the insane part. You can buy these for $3,000 to $12,000, less than 1 year of German car maintenance. The 1UZ engine is renowned worldwide for 500,000 plus miles with just oil changes. The 4-speed automatic still shifts perfectly at 300,000 miles. The biggest issue? Power steering rack might leak eventually for a $600 fix. That's it. No timing chains to replace, no turbos to rebuild, no electrical gremlins. The double wishbone suspension design provides exceptional ride quality that rivals modern luxury sedans. The interior quality defies logic. 30-year-old examples with high mileage still have tight dashboards, comfortable leather, and functioning electronics. The paint is thick, panels fit perfectly, and doors close with that vault-like sound modern cars can't replicate. Consumer Reports documented examples exceeding 900,000 miles on original engines. While your neighbor shops for their third German sedan in a decade, you're still driving the same LS 400, laughing all the way to the bank. This isn't just the most reliable Lexus. It's arguably the most reliable luxury car ever built. You just discovered what most people learn the expensive way. Real luxury means vehicles that actually last. These 12 Lexus legends prove warranty periods are for cars that need them. Hit that like button and share this with anyone considering a luxury car. You'll save them thousands. Check out the next video for more bulletproof vehicles. Thanks for watching.